organ is a new world of sounds, and what I really like most is the variety of sounds. It's so interesting, and you have so many possibilities. And I like the pipes, the quality of really having something natural. It's like a flute or something like that. It's a natural instrument, and this is so warm. And when the pipe starts playing a note, it's like it's so beautiful.
And you really hear it when you're in the church, right?
Yes, of course, and it's a big majestic sound. But you can also play soft things, and well, there are so many different varieties you can play on the organ.
And how about the power? I've noticed a lot of the pipe organs you've played have been huge things. Is it a real power kind of thing too when you sit behind something like that?
Yeah, it's kind of great feeling, yes. I mean, I played in really huge churches like the Rockefeller Church in Chicago, which is a huge building, or I played at the Passauer Dome here in Germany. And especially in the Passauer Dome, you have to rehearse at night because it's so frequented with people, with tourists. And there's a nice story. I was sitting there around midnight and I was playing, and it's a powerful organ. It's 5 organs which you can play with one console, with one keyboard. And I played a big tutti, so really loud sound. And I was the only person in the big church. It was dark, and there was a thunderstorm outside with lightning and heavy rain. And exactly when I played this tutti, there was a thunderstorm and there was the lightning in the same time. This was like, wow.
Probably freaked out some people who live nearby.
Possibly. I mean, there are big walls, so I don't know how much people can hear outside.
But when you come to that from being in the jazz world and playing Hammonds, what's the biggest challenge for a jazz player with a big pipe organ like that?
Yeah, first of all, you definitively have to play with hands and feet, because you need both feet to play the pedals, because the keys are bigger and the distances are larger. So you can't make it mostly with one foot, you need to play with both. And then when I play bass lines on my Hammond organ, I have a sampled contrabass sound. So when I release the note, then it's like a string, the tone stops like a string, it makes boom. And the pipe organ is just you hit a note, and when you leave it, then it's gone, So to make it swing, for example, playing a walking bass line, I have to play legato, with 2 feet, ba-dum, dum, ga-dum, dum, ga-dum. Otherwise, if I do it with one, it's a tuck, 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 which you would not like. So this is one big difference. And then the one other big challenge is working around the delay. No, it's not. Yeah, you say delay is right. The delay which they have sometimes, and sometimes very heavy. That means you press the note, you hit the key, and it takes time until the sound really can be heard. So to make it groove and swing in a jazzy sense, you have to play earlier in a way. And the tricky part of it is that the lower notes, the bass notes or the big pipes, they are a little more sluggish, or what do you say? Yeah. So they take a little more time until the tone is really there. The upper ones are faster. So you have to really feel that and play in a way that it makes sense rhythmically. And I think this is quite a challenge, which I realize when I play with other musicians with a pipe organ. Then they always are totally confused, because when they see my hands or feet playing, it's confusing them because they hear the tone not at the same time,
So they can't watch really.
Yeah, so they have to get adjusted to this situation.
I wonder too, your Hammond pedals, they're always the same, so there you can play without looking. But I think, isn't it so that all the different churches, they had different organ builders and they're all different, right?
Yes, they are different, but most of them are, it's called in German BDO norm. That means there is a special measure which they all should have. But there are differences, you know. Some are, if you look at this like the pedal keyboard, some of them are like this, you know.
Slope.
So they go up on the lower and the higher notes. This is more the American version. Or they are straight like my Hammond pedal. And then there are some where the single keys are more or less kind of parallel almost, and other systems are where they are more like this, you know. So concave.
Concave.
Yeah, concave. Sorry, the English is a bit difficult to explain those things. So there are differences, and you have to get used to it. But if I think I don't look at the pedals. Sometimes, yes.